musicians and a bit of tutorial. Today we are at the Fritter gig at Whangarei. Love it here. We've got 3 people here from Batacuda Sound Machine. We've got Alex, James and Darren.
Hello, what's up?
Thanks for coming in, guys. It's very, very cool that you spent time doing it. We were going to talk about, and there's a whole lot of things we could talk about because there's a wealth of talent in this band, but we thought we would talk, because there is such a collective of musicians on stage, we would talk about space and time within any musical piece. So, I'll hand it up to you guys just to talk about that for a little while and take it.
Right, it's a good, interesting question to bring up for Batacuda Sound Machine because we've got 10 people in the band, and so space and time, often there's lots of issues around space and time in the band because if everybody plays at the same time, you're going to have problems.
There's no space.
There's no space, is there?
Is there ever a time where you all play at one time?
Well, yeah, we do. And that's the thing. We all do play, but the reason why it works in Batacuda Sound Machine is because we all know the details of the styles of music that we're playing, and so the band is grown from the rhythms and playing Cuban rhythms, Brazilian rhythms, and started with that as the base, and then growing upwards. So we respect all the traditions, really, I suppose, and the characteristics of the styles of music.
Yes.
And then if we still adhere to those, they're like rules. They're not rules because you can do whatever you want, really. But if you adhere to those little things, then as we grow, as the music grows on top of, we play on top of each other, it all fits into its little place. So
got it, yeah. So you're building it, huh?
Yeah, each instrument has its specific little place, and if we fit in well like that, we don't get in each other's way.
Right, yeah, cool. Sounds good. You guys, anything to add to that?
Yeah, I mean, there are moments where we might have only 3 people playing, or one person. We have a breakdown, so the guitar's going ding, 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 and the congas come in, and then the timbales or whatever, and then so we layer it.
Yes,
very
good word.
Sort of intentionally.
Yeah.
And similarly at the other end of the extreme, the other end of the spectrum, we've got a heavy piece coming, so everyone's just like, gang, whatever. So so you get
tight accents and
you can go from one end to the other. And that's the beauty of having a massive group of people.
A massive group of people. Yeah, it's very cool. So that brings me to think you've laid all your instruments, you've got your stuff together there, and then you've got to bring in the lyric. And the lyric can also be quite complicated too. It's not always just do's and ahs. So you've got to find a space there for like the magic of the vocal.
Well, that's like that. I think it is a rule throughout music, no matter what style you play. It's all about the vocals and the lyrics, so you don't want to get in the way of the lyrics. So
well said, man.
Me being a percussionist or a drummer, while the singer's singing that chorus, I shouldn't be playing a fill right over the top of the lyrics.
Yeah, absolutely.
I should give them the space. When there's space in the lyrics and the singer's not singing, then there might be a suitable place to play a fill. And it's the same as if you're MCing, like with a DJ.
Yes.
If you're MCing to music that's coming out of an MPC player or a record or whatever, if there's singing happening, you shouldn't be MCing over the top of the singing. You should wait till the singing stopped and then you can introduce your songs, go from little piece to piece.
Yeah. So really, what you're all doing too, you're all playing, but you're all experts at listening. You have to be good at listening, right? Because you're out there and you're listening to everybody, making sure that you're not climbing on top of anybody. It's quite a what's the word for it? A discipline.
A lot of the music that we play that are coming from South America or the Caribbean and stuff like that, those ensembles might be huge, and they might have a lot of different rhythms going on at the same time, but every single one has got its place within that rhythm, and it makes an ensemble. So that's the same with us, is getting piece by piece, just trying to fit things in, layer it up. You can have everyone playing, but they're not getting in each other's way because you've got the bass is going here, one guitar's here, we've got another guitar. Because it's like things like keyboards and guitars have a very similar range, and they all play chords.
Yeah.
So you don't want to have 2 guitarists playing, all 3 actually playing chords.
Yes. Yeah.
That's going to be a mess. So maybe one guitar's playing Richie quite often. One of our guitarists, he'll play like high kind of just single notes. Our other guitarist Felipe will play chords, and then the keyboard player might just play some pads and stuff in between. So that you're getting a layering of things, just like if it was just all percussion instruments, like the pseudo drums for the samba and the snares and everything. They're all doing stuff at the same time, but the rhythms and stuff are complementary to each other.
And the other important thing I think is to know, and it's not an exact science, but to use those different layers to build the intensity throughout a piece of music.
Yes.
And that's not we work on that constantly. We write a song and then we play it. This current new song, we're going to be playing it today, and it's called Rewind.
Okay. Cool.
And it's like an Afrobeat swung Afrobeat thing. It's really, really cool.
Yeah.
And we've been playing it. We've been rehearsing it, and then suddenly we all went, you know what? It's too busy in there. Let's take something out. Let's take that out, and we'll take the congas out, and we'll take the guitar out, and then let's bring them back in halfway through the first verse. Yeah. And suddenly, there's space, and you kind of hear that, and then you get to the halfway through the verse, and it's like, oh yeah, cool, let's come in there.
Yeah,
and it makes an impact when that stuff comes.
Dynamics, though.
That's all. Yes, that's exactly right.
Yeah, yeah. Oh no, well said, man. So this new single.
Hopefully it will be. We haven't recorded it yet, but we think
you're trialing it.
We think it's got legs. Yeah, so it's a real hooky.
Yeah, cool.
This is only the second gig we've played.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh, it'll be an interesting because I'm sure you'll be monitoring what the crowd does, when you're doing that.
Oh, yeah.
Is this one working, man? Are they grooving to it?
It's guaranteed. It's guaranteed. We know this is going to fly. Yeah.
Oh, it's bulletproof, is it? Yeah. Excellent. These boys have got a bulletproof song.
It's you get the rhythms right.
Yeah.
That goes well.
Yeah.
As long as our bloody new horn section doesn't got a substitute horn player. He's awesome. He's out there.
And they guys out there, well, hats off to them, man, because they turned up about 45 minutes ago and they said, we've got to get this down, man. They've been out there working their fingers to the bones, man, going for it.
Ironically, the guy that wrote the song, Tabani, our sax player, is the one that isn't here today.
Yeah. Righty.
So we played the song without the song.
Yeah.
That's okay.
Oh, you'll play it for him today. Play it for him. What else are you doing? Just really like you're hooking on folks?
Oh, we got lots on the go. I mean, right now the band's kind of in what's the word? Preparation mode, really. Right. Getting our everything in order for our tour, which happens every year. So we go 6 to 8 weeks to Europe, and that's leaving in June, I think. Is that right? End of June?
Yes, end of June.
Yeah. And every year it's just got sort of better and better. We've got something like 20, almost 30 gigs now confirmed through different festivals throughout Europe. Yeah, you're a real festival band, there's no doubt about that. And so we need to, and we're recording some new stuff, trying to fit that in as well. But got a new singer guitarist, Felipe, who's new to the band, first gig today.
Really? Well, there you go. Introducing.
Yeah.
Felipe
Simoneto.
Oh, right.
And so it's just sort of building up for that, really.
Yeah, packing bags and stuff like that.
And getting the songs in order,
Yeah, in your sets. But you probably, do you do any recording on the road when you take a bit?
Maybe individually. Sometimes last year we actually we had a song written in a laundromat, just waiting for hours and hours for just because we couldn't. I think it was in maybe it was in Germany. I can't remember, but we couldn't read signs, what it said.
It said 2 hours.
So you put your thing €1 in or something for the dryer, and if you press the wrong button, put into the washing machine, it would take 2 hours.
Yeah.
And but you couldn't just you could leave it for a bit, but you had to get back there and stuff. And
people steal your undies.
And we had an acoustic guitar on the road, and our guitarist at the time wrote some great. It's nice acoustics in this laundromat.
Hey, well, look, you did right about that too, mate. We're very light, isn't it? Because we hard surfaces everywhere, aren't we? No carpet in the laundromat, man. So on your songwriting, do you share that? Is it pretty much shared, or does somebody come to the band and say, here it is?
Yeah, we have it open for everybody to bring their ideas to the band. Just over the years, there has been a kind of core of songwriters, but in saying that, this new song is written by our sax player. This is the first song he's written for the band. We've got another song in the pipeline that our drummer Jono has written. So it's open for anyone. If anyone's got an idea to bring it. So and when we're writing songs, everyone brings their inputs.
Their inputs. True diplomacy. These guys could be politicians if they didn't want to be musicians, eh?
It's a fine line, It's we try and maybe there's a point where sometimes someone brings a song and then we might, if it's not immediately obvious where that song's heading, we might kind of, there's a core group of us, I guess, who often get together who might sort of work on that specifically, and then we'll bring it back. So cool. it does depend.
Yeah, it's actually it's a classroom, man. You've got a classroom in the band, haven't you?
Yeah.
People in the band have a small classroom.
Yeah.
Anything you want to say to that?
Well, I was just thinking that maybe we could play a couple of little rhythms.
Cool, fantastic.
So we'll play Cuban rhythm, based on song clave. So this is the clave here, and I'll play my bell part here.
Beer bottle bell, I like it.
So here's our clave pattern.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Very cool.
We better go to the
Yeah, let's do it, man.
Thanks, guys.